Dave Palumbo with another RxMuscle rant. I know I've talked about this before, but I can't tell you how many people have been contacting me and asking me about these ketone products that are out on the market. Now, somehow I got dubbed the grandfather of the ketogenic diet, maybe because I've been advocating for over 25 years. It seems like all of a sudden in the last couple of years, people have seen that there's some actual logic, some science, and good sense behind the ketogenic diet. And, you know, for those of you who don't really know what it's all about, the diet is this: high protein, my ketogenic diet, I should say, high protein, moderate fat, very low to no carbs. You know, just vegetable sources of carbs, no starchy carbs in the diet. Why do we do that? Well, because when you reduce carbohydrate content below a certain threshold amount, and I think it's around 50 grams, I would say, because you're always going to get some carbs in all the foods you eat, from nuts and eggs and stuff like that. When you reduce the carbohydrate content very low, your brain, which prefers to use glucose as a fuel source, will start to use what we call ketones, which are basically byproducts of fat digestion. Fat gets converted into ketones and the body uses that for energy. The good thing about when the brain starts using ketones for fuel is that they never run out of them, because we have so much stored body fat in the body, we always have a source of fuel for the brain, which is great. Because when the brain is using glucose as a fuel source, carbs as a fuel source, if you lower your carbs down, what's going to happen is your body's going to be looking for carbohydrates, and when it doesn't have enough of them, your brain's going to feel terrible, and you're going to get moody and grumpy and low blood sugar. And no one likes that, because that's very hard to continue to stay on a diet where you don't feel good. But on a ketogenic diet, you do feel good because you always have a fuel source for the brain. Now, people took this concept, okay, and the term ketosis or ketogenic diet just infers to the fact that the brain is using ketones or fats as a fuel source and not carbohydrates. That's all that term means. It doesn't mean whether there's ketones in the body, okay, or not. It just means the brain is using ketones for fuel, okay? Having said that, a lot of people now are coming out with these products, and I believe Patrick Arnold was the first person to synthesize synthetic ketones. And then a lot of these marketing gurus got a hold of it, and they started coming out with these products that are comprised of ketones, actual ketones, beta-hydroxy, acetone, and a couple of the other ones, or beta-hydroxybutyrate. And they're giving these people these ketone products, saying, take this stuff in, you'll feel better, you'll instantly be in ketosis. And how will they know you're instantly in ketosis? Because they have these keto sticks. You can pee on them, you can test your saliva with them. And when you have a lot of ketones in your body, they test positive. The problem is they're not very accurate. And a lot of people who follow a ketogenic diet don't even test that high on the ketogenic sticks, okay? But if you're consuming oodles of ketones by drinking them orally, you're gonna register positive for ketones in your bloodstream. Why? Because you're consuming them. But that does not mean that your brain is in ketosis. And this is where the distinction needs to be made. The brain can still be using glucose, because if there's plenty of glucose available because you're eating carbohydrates in your diet, doesn't mean your brain will switch into ketosis just because there's ketones in the body. So drinking, shakes 3 times a day full of ketones and loading up your bloodstream with ketones doesn't mean you're in ketosis. Why? Because the brain will still use glucose if it's present. That's a certifiable scientific fact. Okay? So don't let anyone out there bamboozle you and make you believe that if you ingest these ketone products and still eat carbs, that you'll be in a stronger state of ketosis. That's not the case. Okay? It's not going to put you in ketosis faster. If you don't restrict carbohydrates down below that 50-gram threshold, you will not be in ketosis. Your brain will not be in ketosis, even though you may register ketones in your blood and urine. Okay? This is a scam. Save your money. Don't you think that the godfather of ketogenic diets would put out a ketone product if I thought it would put you in ketosis faster and help your brain have a fuel source? Look, here's a good analogy. These people are also telling you that, you know what, these ketone products make you feel better. Well, you know what, eating ice cream while you're dieting will make you feel better too, but you're not going to lose weight faster, okay? You're going to gain weight. So putting extra calories into your diet to make you feel better, even though they're ketones, is not going to make you lose weight faster and look better. Don't be scammed. Save your money. Dave Palumbo with another RxMuscle rant.